Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, you will be invited to embark with us on a journey. A journey into the bitter darkness of the human soul. So get ready to laugh, cry, and sing along with a detective story about a detective. Everybody likes to start off a story with a bang. But I've been on the receiving end of one too many of those to go down that road on my own. Where it really began was in my office. I was catching up with my old friend Jack when the dame walked into my office the way a CEO goes into a gas station, through the front door. I could tell she needed my help by the way she said, "I need your help." And I knew right then and there that this case would be as clean as a room that's actually dirty.
My husband's missing.
She was tall, long dark hair, brown eyes, and legs that just wouldn't quit. You know, like that employee who's hanging around the office job forever and everyone knows he's terrible, will never get promoted, but for some reason hasn't left yet, but is like related to the boss or something? She had legs like that. In fact, they were the kind of legs that made me think about
excuse me, but shouldn't I be asking some questions?
She had a look that said,
I'm very concerned.
How long has he been missing?
A day. The police won't do a thing till it's been 48 hours, but I just know something's wrong.
By the time a police get on a case, trail's usually gone as cold as a piece of steak. That's also gone cold.
And when did you see him last?
Last night, he was going out for milk.
Honey, I'm going to pick up some milk. You want some while I'm out?
Just some of your sweet, sweet loving, baby.
Do you kindly refrain from such delicate affairs in my presence?
That's it?
No, then we had crazy, wild, passionate sex in front of the butler, of course.
All right, but what makes you think I'd take your case? I bet those fancy pearls around your neck that he's just with another woman, darling.
Don't call me darling. My name is Catherine Glorious. You may refer to me as Kitty Galore.
Your last name also has a short form?
Shut up. As if you have a choice in taking the case. Judging by the state of your coat and the fact that you're drinking whiskey at 2 in the afternoon, you can stand to be a little better acquainted with my friends Jackson, Franklin, and Lincoln.
The dame had a point. Not about the coat, of course. It's a perfectly good goddamn coat. But about the money. I've been hard up on cash since the Jimmy Shore case. It's amazing how much money you will spend on alcohol when you're handcuffed to a fast-talking meal to a prostitute for 72 hours.
My fee is $200 a day plus expenses and a little extra if things start to go south. Latin America ain't as cheap as it used to be.
This is my address. Come by later and speak to the butler. He was the last person to see my husband alive.
My first lead. The dame said the last person to have seen her husband was the butler, James Alter. Now, I know everyone always said that it was the butler who did it, but in my extensive experience, more often than not, it's actually the busboy. Man, can those guys hold a grudge. But I decided to get some sense.
Tell me about the last time you saw Mr. Glorious.
Last night, when he went to get milk, just after finishing up some business.
Notice anything unusual about his behavior these last few weeks?
Not particularly.
Nothing at all? I can make it worth your while.
Sir.
The more you tell me, James, the more likely it is that I can find your Mr. Glorious alive or dead.
Dead? Good heavens, is that really a possibility?
I didn't want to worry the poor man over much, but in my extensive experience with this genre, more often than not, when a dame comes bursting into your office crying and complaining about trouble, it always ends in tears. And like a body or two.
I don't want to rule it out.
Well, it's nothing much really, but some time ago I saw the master embrace a young, nubile woman. I believe he called her Alice. Tall, slim, dark hair, a nose. I didn't think much of it at the time. time, and so I returned back to my errands, which was watering the ficuses.
Thanks. You've been real helpful. A little something for your trouble.
20% off the bed, bath, and beyond.
Just don't leave town. We'll be in touch.
Detective, I believe Alice left her number. Perhaps you will let me write it down. 905-521-0319. I don't know if she's in town or not, but it's possible.
Thanks a lot, James.
Feeling like I'd made enough headway for one day, I decided to open a fresh bottle of Jack Daniels after I finished my interview with the butler. Sometime that night, I drunkenly called the number of the butler. And he was right, it didn't belong to Allison. But the gentleman who did pick up finally told me where she was after I threatened to have his grandmother murdered with a fireman's axe. I arranged to meet her the next day and arrived at the cafe only a little late and a lot hungover. She was taller than I expected. More like a 5'9" maple tree than a 5'6" oak.
Let me articulate this quick. I had a rough night last night.
Rough night, eh? Let me tell you about mine.
Last night, I got served a little bit too much of that poison, baby. Last night, I did things I'm not proud of, and I got a little crazy. Last night, I met a guy on the dance floor, and I let him call me baby.
Anyways. Anyways, I'm here to talk to you about a Mr. Glorious.
You bastard! When I told that man we were through, I meant it. And now you come to drag me back into that mess.
Something about the dame reminds me of my ex-wife. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Then I had it. It was her hair. It was the exact same shade. A mix of black pudding, ink, and sin. It was pretty, though, although on my ex-wife you never know it, since the wench never took her damn hat off. You know that one.
So you had an affair.
If you can even call it that. His wife wasn't enough for him, you know, and he couldn't get enough of me and mine either. I mean, sure, it only started with a quick tide me over at noon, but by the end he was calling me up 3-4 times a day. Sometimes the sicko wouldn't even come by. He'd just have me describe what I was doing over the phone.
Was the sex always that kinky?
Sex? What? No, I used to make him sandwiches.
Sandwiches?
Of course, what did you think? He was our best customer. I mean, he usually phoned his orders in and had them sent down to an address by the waterfront. Soon, though, he started calling me, asking me for special orders at odd hours. When he interrupted my sister's wedding rehearsal demanding a chicken salad on rye, I told him we were through.
The waterfront. An office, you mean?
No, he said it was a place he went to think. I can give you the address if you like.
Yeah.
There's another number there that might interest you as well.
Thanks. You've been real helpful.
As I walked out, I took a look at the numbers she'd written on the card. A promotion code for Zim's Deli. I guess the broad was trying to hit on me.
I think I convinced him. Don't you?
You did well. I'm glad I came to you of all people.
I did what you asked. Now where's my money?
$3.50, $3.75, $4. Enjoy. Of course, I can't be leaving too many cents in all this.
Ben!
Can you shuffle your feet a little? I hurried to the address that the dame had given to me and found myself in a shady alleyway. Turns out the broad was right. Something was up. Although it certainly wasn't a husband's chances of survival.